stay on with us. We have Mr. Maroof Raza also joining us. Mr. Maroof Raza, these were the speculations that were going on, the fears that Salman Rushdie had been attacked because of satanic verses. Of course, the attacker, being 24-year-old, had raised several questions because he was not even born at the time the controversy broke out. But the attacker now seems to have confessed to the crime, even saying that he is surprised that Rushdie survived the attack, saying he is against Islam. That's why he carried out the attack.
You see, there are multiple views on the attack on Salman Rushdie. The more moderate view generally across the educated people across the world is that this kind of barbaric act should not have been done. But the more deep-rooted view is that it is not a barbaric act. It is something that a person has done, something to offend the sentiments of an important religion and its founder, and the person should be punished. This is not the first time this has happened. You might remember that in Europe, those who made cartoons on the Prophet were also attacked by people who took strong offense to it. I think Salman Rushdie's really ongoing tension between him and the Islamic world comes from the fact that he never apologized for having offended the sentiments of a vast number of Muslims.
Yes.
And if he felt that this was an act of pure novel-related scenario that he had created, he should have explained that further. But what he did was that, I believe in 2013, he again made an assertion that if need be, he'll write a similar book again. Now, that's obviously adding fuel to the fire. So he was enjoying protection in the UK largely. He benefited a great deal from the sales of his books. And he was given a celebrity status across the world as somebody who stood up and challenged faith. Now, this is a very Western phenomena where challenging deep-rooted faith of any religion is seen to be a done thing amongst those who want to express their opinion. But my belief is that you cannot continue to offend people if something is offensive. I mean, the West is the one that teaches you civilized behavior. The West is the one that tells you that in a social gathering, you should not be offensive to others you are engaging with. And this is again, his comments were found as offensive. So why is it the man subscribes to Western norms but doesn't see it right to apologize for his offensive acts? He probably believes in it. So the attacker believes in the other side of the story, which is that such people should be punished in life and after death. So it is not Khomeini per se. What has happened is that when satanic verses came out, India, interestingly, was the first country to ban it. It was not the Arab world. And secondly, it was a sort of political rivalry between Iran and Saudi Arabia as to who would come out as a leader in the Islamic world for having taken a stance on an issue like this. And that is why Iran trumped Saudis and the other Gulf countries in making these assertions against Salman Rushdie, what is commonly referred to as the fatwa. So therefore, we need to understand it in its entire context. It is my repeated assertions are not to justify the attacker's role per se, but please remember, when religious sentiments are offended in other parts of the world, like the attack on the Golden Temple that was ordered by Mrs. Gandhi, she lost her life. And likewise, when people take a very tough stand against religious beliefs, there are elements in every society who decide to avenge it. So this man probably believes that having done what he has done, he has found a place in the high heavens which will be favorable to him. The others believe that he should be punished, but knowing the American system, I think it will take long for him to be punished in a way that he would have been punished, say, in the Arab world for having done something which the Arab leaders did not agree. You might remember the Khashoggi case, where Khashoggi had made remarks against Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. And though the Saudis do not actually admit to having ordered his butchering, but he was killed in a far more offensive way.
No, but if you look at the statement that he has made, he has spoken from jail and he has said that I don't think he's a very good person about Salman Rushdie. He said that he has attacked the belief system of Islam. He has been anti-Islam and that's the reason why I attacked him. So initially as well, the concerns that were raised is that he's a 24-year-old, which means when the controversy broke out, he was not even born. It was perhaps a decade or two before he was born, and that's when this incident took place. Maroof Raza, thank you for joining us with those details. This really confirms the fears of radical Islam. Atul Anjan is also joining us. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Atul Anjan. The reaction coming in from the attacker clarifies that this is a hate crime born out of radical Islam. He said that Salman Rushdie is anti-Islam. That's why he carried out the attack.
The question is this: with following the radical Islam, can Islam be saved? Its high preachings can be saved. In a democratic society, in a society where you see science and technology has taken a new height, such type of acts in the name of the religion cannot be tolerated. It is highly deplorable. At the same time, such type of people, those who are living in this ghetto, are not allowed to be a citizen of this world. The same thing happened in Udaipur. Such type of people, they have no right to live in democratic society. And I think in every country there is a law and order, and there is a law enforcement agencies. The law enforcement agencies must take these issues very strictly, and there should be no leniency about such
will you call out this kind of hate? Because when such incidents are reported in India as well, several times what happens is that there are apologists that come out and say, no, but there was provocation and that's why there is a reaction.
I just want to appeal to the clergies of Muslim community. Please come forward and deplore such type of activities, whether it is in any part of the world, whether it is in India, whether it is in Pakistan, whether it is in Bangladesh. If they keep silent, I think they take side with such type of elements.
Okay, so you would call out any hate that's propagated, because when threats were issued in India as well, this was what was revealed. An ecosystem that refused to call out this kind of hate, an extremist kind of hate, instead saying that there has been a provocation and that's why there is such reaction coming in.
I have at the very outset said such type of heinous crime are not tolerable in a civic society. And in India, there is a constitution which gives everybody a right, equal right. Such type of hate, such type of, revenge, such type of radicalism has no place, and where you cannot target a community or a religion with your nefarious, designs.
Okay, all right. Mr. Atul Anjan, thank you for joining us. Let's go across to Srinjoy Chaudhary as well, who continues to stay with us. Srinjoy, the statement that the 24-year-old attacker has made, you mentioned the Iranian leader Ayatollah Khomeini as well, and he said that he considered him a great person, but wouldn't really say whether he was following a fatwa that had been issued back in 1989. He said instead he himself thought that Rushdie was anti-Islam, and that's why he decided to carry out the attack.
Yes, interestingly, no religion in the world ever says that you should commit hate crimes. No religion.
Apologies for interrupting you, Srinjoy. Do stay on with us. We have Saugata Roy also joining us. Mr. Saugata Roy, how would you respond to it? The radical hate that has come to the fore, the attacker now admitting that Rushdie was anti-Islam, that's why I carried out the attack.
No, whatever he says is utterly condemnable. The attacker was deranged and fed by hatred against Salman Rushdie. I condemn the attacker. Whatever logic he may have given, nobody can condone such murderous violence. I hope the whole world will condemn the attacker, including those who are devout Muslims.
Okay. So I just want to ask you, will you call out such radical hate, Islamic hate that has been established here? Because incidents also being reported in India, open threats being given out, and then we have several leaders saying that there was a provocation, that's why such threats are being issued.
No, I do not think so. I do not think that whatever he did can be condoned under any circumstances. Whatever whoever said should not support such violent acts.
Okay, so any threats that are given out even in India, would you call it out? Would you condemn such threatening statements being made? Because we saw such threats being given out even when statements were made by the now suspended BJP leader Nupur Sharma.
I would condemn any attack which is based on religious hatred.
Okay, all right. Mr. Sagatya Roy, thank you for joining us. Thanking Shinjoy as well. So the attacker's first statement coming in from jail saying he's surprised that Salman Rushdie even survived. Political reactions also expected on that. For now, we're slipping into a short break here. We'll be right back. Do stay with us.